The main features and challenges of early childhood education and care, ECEC, in Israel revolve around the fragmented system in the country. From early statehood times, the educational system focused on age 3 to 6, whereas care for age 0 to 3 was initially conceived as service to working mothers, hence was under the Ministry of Work, Industry and Employment. It did not entail educational standards, and provision was restricted to families in need. Although recently attempts are made to incorporate ECEC in the educational system, in practice the initial division still endures. Therefore, ECEC in Israel is mostly based on private businesses with minimal regulation of technicalities such as safety and hygiene, and hardly any regulation of personnel. With more mothers joining the workforce and growing economic burden on middle-class families, coupled with abuse and neglect in the private market, public demand for regulations of toddlers' care increased. In this under-regulated capitalist market, we studied the bottom-up initiatives by parents and alternative educational entrepreneurs who have created a thriving alternative care market. We found it to be profoundly sectorial, endorsing diverse trendy educational approaches and promoted mainly by middle-class progressive families who afford to pay for exclusive high-quality education and seek distinction from the mainstream care market. Consequently, the main features of social innovation in ECEC as emerges from our study are, one, that it is a bottom-up dynamic led by local actors, mostly parents, but also educational entrepreneurs who offer their service in the neighborhood, and two, that it makes fertile ground for prosperous, diverse educational approaches, including cutting-edge alternative ones that underline connection to nature, economic disinterestedness, and both communality and individualism of children. While alternative initiatives for the 3 to 6 strive to gain public support and funding in exchange for state supervision, ECEC initiatives are still expected to be private, hardly subjected to any type of intervention. Moreover, proponents of such initiatives, who are often the same actors who endorse school-level initiatives, make the resistance to top-down interventions central to their educational identity and persist with their counter-institutionalized agendas. For instance, parent involvement kindergartens, forest kindergartens without a classroom, Montessori initiatives with individualized educational programs, and so forth. These counter-institutionalization agendas are intriguing precisely given the fact that government's policy is anyway that of minimal intervention. In other words, these parents and entrepreneurs are not actually trying to change the existing system. We therefore conclude that rather than targeting the public system, these agendas enhance social distinction and grant the actors greater educational capital in their immediate social context.